It's another canvassing day in our world. Hi guys, and we have here the LA Times is gonna come on canvas with us, so stay tuned, stay tuned. I'm Aura Vasquez and I'm running for Los Angeles City Council District 10. Council District 10 encompasses Koreatown, the Country Club Park, Mid-City, Little Ethiopia, West Adams, Jefferson Park, Leimert Park, Crenshaw, Baldwin Hills, and a lot more. It's 52 neighborhoods. So this is what we use. It's called PBI, and this is how it shows us where our voters are and you know who they are, like their names and stuff, and how old they are. Mr. Woodstill? Mr. Woodstill? He's not home, so we need a little flyer for him here behind. Very important that they get to see my name and my face, you know, because a lot of people also throw them away. Just as a voter myself, getting all the mailers always felt very excessive.
In my view, it's like thinking that the best answer to the plague is to have a religious procession where you get thousands of people all together and they march to a church. More people are going to get sick. Now, do mailers do harm? No. Do they do a lot of good? No. I don't think they're effective unless they meet what I call the garbage pail test. Between the time you pick them up at the mailbox and walk into your kitchen or someplace else and throw them away, they have to have conveyed a message. But you have this problem that if you're running for state assembly, you can't afford to buy television. You probably can't afford to buy much radio. So we have mailers.
In this district, in District 10, we have 141,000 voters. So it's a lot of people to walk and knock on their door, even though that's much of my, you know, my campaign is much about meeting voters and talking to them. There was a lot of discussion with my team about what to do regarding mailers. For a while, we thought of just writing, like handwriting notes to voters instead of, you know, utilizing a mailer like this or something like this. But soon I realized that in order to reach every voter with your message, you really need to send them mailers. The happy medium was to print them in soy ink. That is one that I was like, oh, look, I look yellow. It's because of the kind of ink that we use. And I'm sure people are thinking, well, she's not yellow.
If somebody delivers a flyer to a door and talks to a real voter, that may work. But when they're mailed and you receive 10 or 15 of them at a time, they're very unlikely to work. People are very unlikely to say, gee, the most important thing I have to do in my day is sit down now and read these 15 mailers.
I want a city that works for all of us. And what that means to me is that we find solutions to our homelessness crisis, for example, where, you know, they need more services like mental health and drug recovery and job placing, for example. And your vote really, really matters in this election. So can you count on your vote?
I'm on my way to work right now, so I don't know if I'm gonna miss it, but I'll read up on your information and take it from there.
Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Bye.
They keep the door open, just sneak in.
To the other apartment building. I go canvassing in the afternoon, in the morning, like I go canvassing a lot. And sometimes when I come back later on, like around 8 or 9 o'clock, I seen all the mail. And when I look at my mailbox, it's tons of mailers.
Friends, it's the most unsustainable way to do politicking, in my opinion. It's terrible. It breaks my heart.
So the live stream I was a little aggravated, not aggravated, but I was definitely feeling like it was excessive. All the paper, the trees, even me as a sustainable, you know, candidate, as somebody that really wants to fight climate change, I had a really hard time making sure that everybody got my message via, you know, mail and with the flyers and such. But you know, the other side of the coin for the mailers is that in LA, for example, there is a huge business side of the mailers, where there are people that are making a lot of money designing your mailers and what you're gonna say and what you're not going to say, how they're gonna look.
When I consulted for campaigns in California, I did my very best to make sure that we spent little or no money on mailers. I've probably made a lot of people in the community of consultants who send out mailers angry, but that's what I actually think.
Since I started sending my mailers, I have got some emails back of people saying, I already voted for you, please take me off your list so that I can reduce my carbon footprint. I even got a letter. Please help me reduce my carbon footprint, removing me from your direct mailing list. It's really great. And my hope is that eventually we get to a point where we don't need to utilize so much mailers, and actually people are more involved, they do their research, they understand who their candidates are, so that we don't need to use that much paper. In LA, people think that you need a lot of money because you need to send a lot of mailers and that's how you win. As a society, we need to rise above all of that and make sure that we know our candidates, that we know who they are, that we have met them, that we have gone to a town hall meeting and meeting them, or that we have checked them out online, and not get so wrapped up in so much of this. I mean, look at this amount of paper, for the love of God. I mean, and to make sure that this is an obsolete way to politicking.